first time telephone town hall. We appreciate you guys joining us on this venue. It's new for us, new for the city, and we just wanted to give you an idea of some of the things we're going to be talking about this evening, about some of the updates for the city. And we've got new information about the city, business and road construction, and long-range planning and budgeting coming up. And we do have an election this fall, so that's one of the things we'll be addressing soon, too. So I'm here. My name is Stephanie Pico, and I am with...
Hi, everybody. This is CJ Whalen, Stephanie's co-council member for District 4. Once again, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you joining in on our newfangled telephone town hall meeting. Just want to give you guys a couple of reminders of how this is going to work. Right now, we have everybody on mute. That way, we won't have any unnecessary interruptions. So whether you're called in over the phone or connected by your computer, you're muted right now. And as Stephanie said a moment ago, once we get to the end of the meeting, we open it up for questions. We'll unmute everybody and give you an opportunity to ask questions then. If you are connected on your computer, you'll see there is a chat box there, and that would be another way to ask us a question or send us other information via the chat. So once again, we are recording this, and we're going to get into the meat of the presentation now.
So we wanted to start with commenting to everybody about what a great summer that we've had in the city of Centennial. Our events were very successful. I think almost everybody can say at this point that they've stopped by or at least seen the park or seen some type of event at the park. We had record-setting attendance for all of our events this year. So just for the summer events, our total was more than 10,000 people visiting the summer events. And our fall events, we had 10,000 people at each of those. So we've had a very successful time with the park this summer. One of our first events was the summer kickoff, and we had the Dave Matthews Tribute Band. We had several movie nights throughout the summer. And then, of course, we wrapped it up in August with our big Centennial Under the Stars, which we had great weather for, and we had the 80s band Love Shack, and we had over 5,000 people attending that event. So it was a lot of fun for families and kids of all ages. If you were there, you saw everybody dancing up in front of the stage, and it was a great night for everybody.
And, you know, not to be outdone with the summer, so far September has been a great set of events for us as well. We had German Day in Colorado a couple weekends ago. Just last Saturday, we had the Founders Day pancake breakfast. I guess that would be a week and a half ago Saturday. Over close to 300 people showed up for that to honor the founding of the city 15 years ago. And on the slide there, you can see the founding fathers that are still with us. Chili Fest was this past week. Again, I'm getting my weekends confused here. 2 weekends ago, over 10,000 people showed up for that. And just this past weekend was the Chalk Art Festival with over 10,000 people there. So we continue to have a great deal of fun and exciting events here at the city park.
So other things that have been going on in the city that have been very exciting for us is recently we were just named by Realtor.com. The zip code 80122 is one of the most popular zip codes in the nation, and that was ranked by the length of time that homes are staying on the market and the volume of homes that are moving through the market as quickly as possible. So they're being their average time on the market is only 2 weeks in that zip code. So Centennial has become one of the hottest spots in America, and supporting that is two exciting openings that we had throughout the summer. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to go to Topgolf yet. It's at the corner of Havana and Arapahoe Road. You can't miss it, and it is a fabulous, fun venue for families and kids of all ages. Everything from corporate group outings to family parties. It's a great way for everybody to participate in an event and have enjoy being outside in Colorado and having great views while you're up there on top of the decks teeing off. So it's a lot of fun. If you haven't been out there, the food is fabulous. I suggest that everybody give it a shot. And right next to Topgolf, across the street from it, is a new development called Innova, and they had their groundbreaking recently. and it is at the corner of Havana and Easter, just across from Topgolf. It was brought into the city, that property was in 2014, and they will be breaking ground on 212,000 square feet of Class A speculative office building. And near there, and then there will be a second office building in the Denver South Market, which is 1 Bellevue Station at, sorry. So it'll be, they can use the Bellevue Station, what is that on that for? Oh, the Dry Creek Station, I apologize. And in addition to that, there's another 57-acre project that will have office and residential in it, as well as retail. So this will be a great addition to the area. It will definitely finish out Havana as being one of our more business-friendly areas, and will bring in people that can take advantage of the light rail off of the Dry Creek Station. And then the Jones District is coming into play, and that's being developed just north of IKEA off of I-25, and that is 1 million square feet of retail. Oh, sorry. And a 6-story apartment building with 5 acres on the corner of Chester and Mineral. So that project is underway, and they put a sign up off of I-25, so you should be able to see that as you go by. So that's something to look forward to in the future as well. We're also developing the Dry Creek light rail platform there, and that will be expanded in order to reach into those areas of development so that pedestrians and workers can get into those areas easier off of the light rail station.
Yeah, this is CJ. If you're familiar with that Dry Creek light rail station, the only way to get to any place around there is directly west or north. So for example, if you want to get to IKEA or Park Meadows, you kind of have to loop around everything. So part of the improvement there of the Dry Creek light rail platform is to be able to go directly south to all those other properties down there, as well as there's going to be a kiss and ride at that expansion of that platform. One other note here I'd like to throw in regarding Topgolf. I know we've been talking a lot about that. Yours truly here is a terrible golfer, but even I have had a great time at Topgolf a couple times now. Even if you're not particularly into golf or don't see yourself as a particularly good golfer, you can still have a great time with the family. The best way I've heard it described is it's like bowling with golf, because like bowling, it's a very social game. There's a variety of different games you can play of a variety of different expertise levels. There's great food and drink there, so while you're not up hitting it, you get to kind of hang out with everybody else that you're there with and socialize, and it's actually just a really good time. So if you haven't made it out and you're looking for something to do some night with the family or friends, definitely would recommend it. And now we are to a project near and dear to, we know most folks on our side of the city, the Arapahoe Road Widening project. Construction has finally begun with that. That began in early August. If you want the most up-to-date information regarding the Arapahoe Road Widening project, you can definitely go to the website that you see listed there, arapahoeroad.com. That's updated with the status of the project, other traffic information you may need, and then in particular there's an app you can download to your smartphone, be it an iPhone or an Android phone. If you go into the respective stores for your phone, be it Google Play, the Google Store, or iTunes, and just start searching for Arapahoe, it should come up. If that's not clear, again, if you go to arapahoeroad.com, there's links there on how to get the app. The app is, again, a great way for real time to have information on the project. A couple of particulars, there's going to be some night work on the project starting tomorrow evening, so the 23rd and 24th, to realign the traffic. So late at night, tomorrow night, and Thursday night, just expect some additional work there. We'll be updating all this information as we get it from the contractors, and as we've covered with you guys in the past, the ultimate completion of the project will lead to four lanes, 2 each direction, with ingress and egress lanes for the right-hand and left-hand turns. The main goal of this project, obviously, is to increase the safety and mobility along this corridor, a long overdue project. Definitely keep note that while this construction is happening, the speed limits have been reduced and they're being strictly enforced. We've had reports of that. As far as a timeline for the completion of that project, I think we're still on pace for it to be completed next year, towards the tail end of next year. So I think we're at least a good year away before seeing the completion of that. But to see it well underway is a big boon for our city.
So other projects that are impacting District 4, you might have noticed this summer a lot of repaving along Smoky Hill. There will be work coming up soon on the Smoky Hill and Himalaya intersection. Some of that will be including maybe some lane changing so that for the lineup for the traffic signals. There'll be some initial work done on the pavement, and then there'll be some work done on the traffic signals as well, probably next year. So you'll see that coming. There's a section of Quincy Road that is still 2 lanes, and between Reservoir and Himalaya. And we're working with Aurora right now on doing an interim repair at the intersection of Flanders to help widen out that shoulder so that there'll be a turn lane and then a safe way around people who are waiting to turn. And then we are, like I said, working with Aurora on a future 6-lane expansion that is mostly part of Aurora. More of that expansion is on Aurora side than it is on Centennial side, so we are having to work with them on that project. And if anybody has would like to email any Aurora City Council person to let them know how important that project is to all the citizens along Quincy, we would encourage everybody to do that if they can.
Yeah, just to add on to that, the interim repair there that Stephanie was speaking about a moment ago at Flanders in Quincy, that is still looking to be completed within about the next month or so, certainly within October timeframe is the last that we've been told. But that part of the project is being led by Aurora, so it'll get done when they complete it, but it's still looking good within that time frame. And then the ultimate future build out of that, as Stephanie was saying, it's something we're working on with Aurora government, and that adds additional challenges to it. But whatever additional efforts our citizens want to make in engaging with Aurora City Council and even other Aurora citizens on the other side of the road, I think the more that there's a common voice there, it can only help things.
So the next thing we're going to do, okay,
there you go.
Sorry. The next thing we're going to talk about is our Centennial Fiber Optic Initiative. And some of the things that we started with were completed last spring. We had a phase 1 piece that was done to basically take a great inventory of all the existing fiber optic infrastructure that we had, exactly tagging it and knowing what it was and exactly where it was in the ground. We also have quite a bit of empty conduit running throughout the city, and we wanted to make sure we knew where all that was in place. So that was all completed as part of the phase 1 report. The phase 2 section was started in August. We have contracted with Magellan Advisors to work on that phase 2 report, and that will continue throughout the next, probably 30 to 60 days when we have a finalized product for that.
Yeah, so it's a big project. We're still working on it quite a bit. As Stephanie was saying, in the middle of the phase 2 initiative right now, working with Magellan Advisors to help scope out what our next potential steps could be.
I was at a conference earlier today on fiber optic in Colorado, part of the innovation network for that. And surprisingly, you'll see, if you're watching the ballot information this fall, a lot of cities are asking to do the same thing that we did 2 years ago in our initiative, our 2G initiative. The ballot was 2G to get ourselves released out of the restraints of SB 152. And a lot of the other municipalities are doing the same thing this year. And so it'll be interesting to watch how it's changing the complexion of what's going on in Colorado.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, statewide, a lot of municipalities, as Stephanie was saying this year, but throughout the past couple of years, Boulder, Cherry Hills Village, Montrose, I forget the counties there on the western slope that did it last year as well. So the tide's definitely shifting. But just so everybody knows, for all of these municipalities and counties, it's a very big project, the same that it is for us. It takes years to plan it, put together, let alone get in the ground and something working. We feel like we're ahead of the curve relative to everybody else that's coming on board, even though they're coming on board doing with their own initiatives as well. But we're confident that we'll be able to move that project ahead in some great directions for the city. All right, we just had our fall budget workshop a week and a half ago. We have 3 to 4 of those throughout the year. In particular, we have a big one in the springtime that we look at the rest of that year that we would be in at that point, and then looking ahead to the following year, so in that case 2016. Then we come back in the fall for the budget workshop and finalize the numbers for the year that we're in this case 2015, and also to give direction as to where we want spending to be for the upcoming year, again in this case 2016. The 2016 budget will be finalized in November. That's when it's brought back to council for adoption. We are dedicated to a 30% budget reserve. We've been well above that the past few years, and we will be above that for sure here in 2015, and we're projecting to be above that in 2016 as well. Of the amounts that stay above the budget reserve, we're moving that into a capital savings account, or that'd be the best way to describe it, primarily going towards roads and other major capital improvements. As hopefully you all are aware of, the city is in a process of we save and then spend when it comes to our major improvements. A great example of that is the Arapahoe Road widening project that we just spoke about. The city saved these amounts that are above the budget reserve, so it had the money to go out and spend and get that done. And that's what we're doing now as well. And at the budget workshop, we reviewed what some of the upcoming major capital projects will be looking at in the city over actually the next 10 years. So financially, the city continues to be in very good shape.
Okay, getting to the end here, we just wanted to bring your attention to some upcoming events. This Saturday, there's actually 2 things going on this Saturday. There's National Drug Take Back Day, which our Sheriff's Department will take back prescription drugs anytime, but they're having a big, the National Day is this weekend, and they expect to have quite a number of people participating in it. It's always been very successful with them. So all you do is go to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office off of Broncos Parkway and drop off any unused, unneeded prescription drugs that you don't know how to get rid of, and they will keep them for you and dispose of them properly. Also this Saturday, the 26th, is where the city is participating in mulch and chipping at, in our area, it'll be at the Fox Hollow Park on Waco, between Fox Hollow Elementary School and Orchard Road. There's a park in there, and you can bring in anything that you need, and you can pick up the mulch, and you can drop off what you need to have chipped up. So that'll be something you can participate in. October 3rd is Cunningham Fire Protection District is their pancake breakfast. It's their annual event. It's at Station 63, which is at the corner of Smoky Hill and Buckley Road.
Technically at Station 62, but it is Smoky Hill and Buckley Road. And
November 3rd is Election Day. And as of now, there's the City of Centennial City Council elections, the Cherry Creek School Board elections, and Arapahoe Library District has a ballot initiative on the ballot. It is a mail-in election. Ballots will go out October 12th approximately. And the ballot, we actually have, the county has gone through and put permanent locked drop box locations in the areas in the city, and the city office building has one of those 24-hour drop box locations. I believe there's also one at the Smoky Hill Library on Smoky Hill Road, right by Sonic there and in that area. And so these are outside. They're 24 hours a day, so you can drop them off anytime you need to. I am running for re-election on this ballot this fall, and so far I'm unopposed. So I appreciate the support from everyone in the community and in my district, and I look forward to working for you guys for the next 4 years as well.
And getting more involved in the city. We have some openings on the Open Space Advisory Board. We call that OSAB around here, the acronym. The applications for that are due October 9th. Also want to mention that you can now pre-apply at any time for any board or commission. If you go to our website, again, that's www.centennialco.gov, you can fill out the application at any time, and then what happens is when it becomes a recruitment period that we're looking to fill positions for the particular board, we will go back and look at those applications that have been pre-filled out. And I believe that those stick around for at least a year, if not longer. So you can go at any time, fill that out, and when the next time comes up, be put up for consideration for that. So we'd strongly encourage folks to go ahead and do that. We also have, we're in the middle of our current session of Centennial 101. Again, Centennial 101 is our Citizens Academy, might be a good way to say it. We've been doing that for almost 2 years now, maybe closer to a year and a half. About 20 to 30 citizens throughout this, about 30 citizens across the city. And it's just a great opportunity. It's a 6-week program. On Thursday nights, you get an in-depth view at all aspects of the city, from the budget and finance to public works to public safety. And if you want to learn more about it, certainly encourage you to apply. Our next session of Centennial 101, the applications will be available in November for a session that I believe will start at the beginning of next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so now it's the time to be interactive. So we'll see how this goes too with everybody. We would appreciate any feedback that you have. If we spoke too quickly, because it is being recorded, it'd be nice to have that feedback from people. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them at this time. So we're going to go ahead and unmute everybody. You should now all be unmuted if you're called in or over the web, or you can chat. So, oh, actually, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. See? There you go. All right, now you're all unmuted. Any questions, feedback?
Hi, CJ. This is Carol Stitt.
Hi, Carol. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
Great. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for doing this. I just wanted to make sure that you all were aware that on Saturday for Police Appreciation Day, one of our Smoky Hill residents, Diane Lewis, had all kinds of good treats and goodies available for the local police at her house, and did a great job of putting that all together. And it would be really nice if next year maybe the city could get involved and do something a little bit more of a grand scale.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually found out about that a little bit late, and unfortunately both Stephanie and I had commitments already Saturday afternoon by the time we had found out about that, but got some follow-up, got some pictures. Chief Rhodes from the Cunningham Fire Department, I know, swung by as well and sent us some information there, and it was a great support of Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, who does just a great job for us and the deputies in our neighborhood as well.
And 9 News did a fabulous story on it, which I did see there was a link that we have that we can send out to people to see the story, and I think that would be a great idea to help us. We can use even that story to help expose people to what this idea is, to do it next year, and to recruit some people to come and participate in the event. So I full-heartedly agree with you.
Yeah, we'll be on top of that next time for sure.
That would be great. And you can also go to nextdoor.com for Smoky Hill, and there is the link has been posted on there.
Oh, great.
Great.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments? I guess I would like to ask, has everybody found this to be useful, productive, better than actually having a meeting at the library or anything like that? Just any feedback along those lines? Anybody wants to shout out to us?
Well, it's good. This has been very good. Thank you for doing this. I also like to come and see you all live, too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think we'll mix it up. We'll have the good old-fashioned live ones as well, and I think throw some of these virtual ones in the mix as well.
This might be a good idea for winter especially. So nobody likes to go out in the dark in the winter, so we'll do that. And we always have, the library seems to be the best location for us, and sometimes it can be quite challenging to schedule there, so because they are so busy.
All right.
So the one thing, this is recorded, as we mentioned, and so we will send out the link for on Nextdoor probably too, for how people have, so they can go back and listen to it. So if you have anybody that you know that you think might be interested in anything that we said tonight, or if you want to pass that along to your neighbors, if you see that posting, that would be great. We'd like to be able to track how many people can even go back and listen, because realizing 6:30 on a weeknight is not always the best and easiest night for, or time for people to jump on something. So it'll be very interesting for us to see how many people actually might go back and listen to it later.
And before we go, I just want to say thank you to Stephanie, because she was the main author behind all of these slides. I just took a quick look over them after she put them together, so thank you, Stephanie, for doing that. And thank you to the presentation staff and Allison in particular for putting this together with GoToMeeting for us. Really allowed it to be a great opportunity to communicate with you guys. So thank you, and thank you guys for joining us. Without further ado, take care.
Have a great evening.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.